It is the Riot Podcast.
For Tuesday.
What a glorious Tuesday.
Yay.
Just so much opportunity.
If you could hear it, there are some birds chirping outside. It's that lovely today.
Man, just...
Shut the window.
I'm overwhelmed just with all of it. It's
Actually,
so great.
yesterday I had my window open.
Yeah.
And there was a woodpecker outside, and I thought I was going to go mad.
I heard him.
It was crazy. I'm like, what is going on?
We could hear him down here yesterday morning, didn't you?
I didn't hear him over there.
Yeah.
It was only when I was upstairs and like trying to focus on my work.
Well, we have more equipment over there, but I can tell you, we had the window open almost all morning during the show yesterday, and I heard the woodpecker all morning.
Like, why won't you go away?
For whatever reason, he didn't bother me so much.
Yeah.
But but in here, I'm not concentrating on anything.
It's fine.
No big deal. So, hey, in today's podcast, we've got Nikki putting her fingers where they don't belong. We talk about the Venom trailer.
Yeah, that's out.
Which hit. Fast and Furious, there's going to be a cartoon. Things that happen when
animated feature.
Well, I think it's a series.
Animated series.
We've got a new Twitch viewing record, how good things turn bad. What did I write here? I wrote pizza and podcast, but it's actually pizza and biscuits.
That works.
We talk about some new stuff from Amazon, how people are always bad talking my MoviePass.
What's our thoughts on that?
Things of that nature. So we hope that you guys enjoy the podcast.
Don't forget to join us at RadioU Riot. Did you include the wing story?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so the wing story we talk about, Food Beast had like their top wing locations. Mm-hmm. So that is posted if you go to our RadioU Riot Facebook page. Put there, yes, I see your hand.
I put it on the RadioU page.
Oh, on the RadioU page?
I did, but you know what? I could put it in both places.
So if you make sure to follow both RadioU and RadioU Riot on Facebook, you can tell us which one's your favorite wing place and if you like the list or not.
Yeah, we'd like to hear from you. So stop by, say what's up. Also, remember, you can hit us up on Twitter anytime. You can find the links at riot.radiou.com, or you can just go to Obadiah Radio U or RadioU Nikki, and you'll find us there.
And make sure to say hi.
So you guys have a great
and bye
Tuesday. Bye.
The Worst of the Riot box set is now available nowhere because we know you wouldn't want it anyway. It's the Worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Man, you know, it's still pretty early as far as the day is concerned, and I've already seen something that has completely altered the way I see everything else. Nikki and I were in the break room, and there are some cupcakes in there.
Yeah, 2 boxes full of cupcakes.
It's crazy.
You know, just a Tuesday.
No big deal. 2 for Tuesday. 2 boxes of cupcakes.
Well, what do you guys have at work?
And, you know, Nikki and I are just standing there, and she just reaches out and puts her hand all over a cupcake.
That's wrong. That's exaggerating.
Is it?
That's exaggerating what you think I did. I gently took the tip of my finger.
Yeah.
The one I just
scratched your nose with. So what else have you scratched with the tip of that finger?
I haven't done that. And I was just curious because when they're in the fridge, I feel like a cupcake gets compromised or something. Like, I don't like once
morally
an icing
compromised.
Once the icing gets, you know,
I'll do anything. Just get me out of here.
Once it's been hardened, I don't usually like icing after that point.
Okay.
And so I was just curious to feel the texture of said cupcake to see if I'd be interested in it. And at that point, I feel like it's gone too far. It should have been left out. But then you might get sick. So I don't know.
I like that.
So I just gently, just lightly bounced right off the tip of my finger.
Mm-hmm. And then, Nikki, you didn't eat that one.
No, I don't want it. It's too hard. That's what I'm telling you.
Somebody else is going to have Nikki finger cupcake.
Oh, it's an honor.
So you know what the question is? Like, what else am I going in there and eating? And you've been like, let me see.
Over.
Hang on, let me lick it. I need to know if it's salty enough. No, I'll put it back.
I just wanted to feel how the icing was. That was it.
I know. That, to me, that's how I end up eating it. You're like, oh, let me see. Yep, icing's pretty hard.
Well, you could try the finger approach with it just to see.
This is how people get sick. This is how germs spread.
You're like, I was just coughing all over it.
Let me scratch my nose, cough, cough, cough. Let me put my finger on this cupcake. I don't want it. Put it back.
Well, I would say this: if you want one later, or for when staff just starts coming in, maybe we should take the boxes and set them out so they could kind of come to room temperature.
Okay, sure. And I mean,
and then we'll touch them
you just keep touching the icing until you know it's at a temperature that you want.
Just very gently, very lightly.
Let me put it to you this way: if you murdered someone, I could give them that cupcake, and they could pull your fingerprint.
It wasn't that much,
and they'd be like,
it'd be a partial,
"Officer, don't worry."
No, it'd be a partial at best. That's all you would get.
They only have to have those 3 rings, so I don't know, but I don't. It just. Now I can't eat anything in that room.
Now you just can't undo what I've done.
I can't unsee what has been seen.
I have a feeling later when the cupcakes are back out again, you'll be just fine.
You're probably right.
Now, maybe not the one that I touched. And don't tell staff. Just leave it a secret.
It's the top one. It's the only red one in the box.
Okay, now it's tumbling out, isn't it? You just can't hold in a secret?
I want other people to know. People need to know, all right?
I just lightly touched the cupcake.
I know.
But it doesn't do anything because it's so hard.
Okay, if you say so. I like the use of words compromised and hardened like they're spies. They've been compromised while they've been hardened against torture.
Sure, the Riot could start eating healthy, or they could continue living happy, enjoyable lives. The Riot on Radio U.
You know, it's hard for me to be scared of anything after what I've seen this morning. Co-workers willy-nilly sticking their fingers in food.
But is there something scarier?
But there's just, something I just saw. I just saw the trailer for Venom.
So Venom is
and there's a few things here, Nikki. First off, Venom is a Marvel character.
Yeah.
But he's part of the Spider-Man mythos, which is why Sony gets to make that movie outside of the, Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff. And it's the tale. They've told the Venom story a couple of different ways. I like the Ultimate Universe telling of it the best, but in the mainline Marvel Universe, during Secret Wars, Spider-Man wanders off into a side room and gets a new costume, but it turns out that his costume's alive.
Yeah.
Blah, blah,
takes
blah,
over.
whatever. Yeah, but that's not the story that they're telling. In this movie...
You know what? Just going into it, I feel like you're not going to like this, or you're just not as impressed?
I'm underwhelmed by it.
By the trailer?
Yeah, Tom Hardy plays Eddie Brock, who is a reporter who is reporting.
Why is everybody a reporter?
Because they stick their nose where it doesn't belong.
And then they make a movie about it.
Or it's a lot like someone's fingers. And so...
It's too much. Too much, okay? Too much.
It is awfully early to just be laying on the harassment suit.
Okay. All right, so back to Venom.
I didn't plan it that way, but when I said sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect.
Okay. All right. So what about Tom Hardy?
So Tom Hardy plays this guy, and he wanders into this place. You're sticking things where they don't belong, and then he ends up being joined with this black goo that turns him into Venom, which is like this big Spider-Man looking dude, but he's all black, and he can shoot out these tendrils that makes him either climb walls or knock people over. And I think he eats people too. So
it looks a little made for TV, made for Netflix. Is it, or is it a theater thing?
No. It's coming out in theaters in October.
Something about the stylization of it just looks a little cheaper than the other stuff.
I actually agree with you. When the mask kind of comes on and the tongue is sticking out, it was like, I don't know. Has anybody ever stopped to think that Venom looks kind of stupid?
Well, they don't want you to unpack that.
Has anybody ever actually thought that through? Because I'm not saying in the comic book it works, because there's a lot of things that you can do in a comic that work, but those same things don't always translate, and I feel like this doesn't translate. Now,
maybe other trailers will look better.
What's his name? Tom Hardy seems like a good choice.
He's a good actor.
He's a great actor. I feel like he's a little underrated. He should get some better stuff. But I'm still not.
We'll see with Venom.
I don't know.
That'll be out in October.
The real question is, will MoviePass last that long? Because they keep talking about the company going under. And
you're like, will it make it to October?
If it makes it to October,
you might see it.
Maybe. But otherwise, I can't be sure. Then again, what else is out in October? What's my emotional state? I don't know.
You don't have to apologize unless you've done something wrong.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't even think straight right now.
This is the worst of the riot. We're very, very sorry.
Ride or die, Nikki! Ride or die!
All right. That's intense. Good morning,
It is.
everybody.
It is the riot. Ride or die, Nikki.
Yeah.
Riot or die.
Oh,
Maybe that's what
better.
it really should be.
That's
You
better.
think?
I've heard ride or die.
And I'll tell you what, I live my life by the code of the Fast and the Furious. Ride or die. It's family, Dom. It's family.
I've not seen the more recent
Nothing's more powerful than family.
Fast and Furious ones, but now I get what you're saying.
Ride or die, Nikki. Well, let me tell you what. If you're like me, you just feel like there's too much time that passes between installments. Like, what is Dominic Toretto doing right now?
For the Fast and Furious franchise?
Absolutely. I mean, next year we're getting the spinoff with The Rock and Jason Statham. Like, what about Dom and the family?
Who's
Nikki?
the guy who plays him? What's his name?
Vin Diesel.
That's it.
Vin Diesel. Well, I got some great news for you. We're going to shorten up some of your wait times for Fast and Furious.
They're bringing us more faster?
Well, it's not so much that the films are going to be doing better, but they did yesterday announce the Fast and the Furious animated series.
Oh, animated.
Oh,
and is it
yeah.
going to be voiced by people that sound a lot alike, but are not exactly Vin Diesel?
Well, see, Vin Diesel is not going to be in this. I mean, like, he might end up
the
at some
character,
point.
you mean?
But I don't know if you know this, but Dominic Toretto has got a cousin named Tony Toretto.
Tony's got nothing to do.
Tony is a teen who follows in the footsteps of his cousin Dom. Let me read you the rest of this.
Synopsis.
Tony's recruited by a government agency to infiltrate an elite racing league bent on world domination. So,
Yeah.
that's the whole
it?
thing. Yeah. We are thrilled to take our fantastic partnership with DreamWorks Animation to the next level with new opportunities from the vast library of Universal Films. The Fast and Furious franchise is a global phenomenon beloved by audiences of all ages, and we can't wait to get started on the new animated series that will capture the action, heart, humor, and global appeal of the feature films.
Now, where is this going to go?
On the Netflix.
Ah, there we go. Makes sense.
Yep.
Because that decides on, like, the style that it'll be and kind of, like, who they're trying to target.
Well, it doesn't say, but they say, okay, I don't know. Is it like this is a TV7 show? Where
It seems like that it's going to go younger than you think it would. Because DreamWorks has a lot of animation.
They do.
And it all skews, like, not too young, but it's not like Adult Swim.
Right. No. I
So
wouldn't
it's
expect
not
it to be
that
that
style.
Well, what if they did something kind of in the middle? What if it was a...
Like a Voltron or...
Okay. Yeah. All right. I love Voltron.
I know you do.
I love Voltron.
I
and
think they're going to go younger than that.
You think so? That's too bad.
Style-wise, it'll go younger.
Despite all of the fun making, I love the Fast and Furious films. Not because they're good.
Don't confuse that.
I love them because they are their own kind of good. If you can appreciate just how bad yet good they are great bad movies.
Yeah, you love that every so
I
often.
really do. Like they have struck a particular tone that is so absurd that it's very watchable. But now, can they bring that same thrills and chills
To the animation game?
Nah.
We'll see. When does it come out?
Whenever they make it.
Okay, thanks for the details.
Well, Nikki, the thing is, they just announced they're making it. They haven't made it. I don't even think.
I'm sure it's been made if they're announcing it, or at least they've started work on it.
Oh, yeah. Now, that is sure.
Yeah.
But no, they didn't even, as far as I can tell, unless I'm really missing it, they didn't even have like a slide to show. Like, hey, look, here's a picture of Tony Toretto in his car, the Toretto-mobile. It's Fast and Furious. So
Coming to Netflix, now animated.
Probably next year would be my guess, but they don't say when to expect it.
Send your complaints regarding that worst of the riot moment to fireobadiah@radiou.com.
Nikki and I are watching this really bizarre video coming out of China of a woman in a restaurant. She's sitting there. She's pregnant. Why that detail is in there, I don't know.
Well,
but
I think
tell you.
they want to really make her a monster because of what she did, and that is an important part to that.
So what she does is that they're in this restaurant. You see this kid come running in the door and running out.
Basically, at the door, they have that plastic flap thing. So when you walk in, you're walking through the plastic door.
So when he ran through, the flap hit the woman. She didn't like it.
She was sitting there eating.
So when he ran back by, she just sticks her leg out, trips him, and he goes flying. And he's
into the flap.
Did we mention that he's 4?
It was a little kid. It is savage when you watch this. You're like, lady, what are you doing? and he's hurt.
Oh, my gosh.
But because she was pregnant, they're like, how could you do this?
Well,
And
the idea is like, hey, you're, bringing one of these things into the world. Like, shouldn't you be a little more patient with the ones that are already here?
and you're just letting the other one, he just really goes and flies. The poor little kid.
So apparently matters have been settled between the two families after the police became involved.
Oh, that means money was exchanged. Seems like that. That is sometimes a common way to make amends.
Shut things up.
Yeah, so that they don't go any further with a criminal problem.
You're not going to the press with this one. Hey, there's a lot of angry people out there, Nikki. I experienced one yesterday. I'll say that I was, let's not say where I was, but I was in a public place that involved using things that are shared. And
parking spaces?
No. I was at the gym.
Oh, okay.
And there was something I wanted to use. Asking around, hey, anybody using this? Somebody, no. Has anybody else been using it? No, you're fine. You're fine.
You've done your side of the work.
What felt like due diligence, and it had been open for a while, and I was using it for, I don't know, like maybe I was 1 or 2 reps into using it. This guy comes over and is incredibly angry at me for that was his. What did I think I was doing? Didn't I see his water bottle? And I was just like...
Easy there, bud.
I actually, it was funny. It made me incredibly angry, but I just said, okay, go ahead.
Just walked away.
And I was like, I'm sorry that I took your thing. And
Did that diffuse him or...
I don't know.
Sometimes if you just back off, they just relax. But.
I was so angry that I made sure I didn't interact with him at all for the rest of my time at the gym. Because
maybe he's taking a little something for his little pre-workout.
Could have been.
And that can make you pretty raging.
But the thing is that I find myself in a situation where, you know what, even though I'm pregnant, I could have... If that guy went running past me, I could have totally tripped him.
Well, if you wanted to copy what this lady
I could have totally
did.
tripped him. And you know what? I feel like if I had gone running past him, he could have totally tripped me.
If you trip someone, that's totally an impulse that then you got to deal with the consequences of that.
Oh, man. It's rough, right? It's rough. Like, all I'm doing is I'm trying to highlight the fact that, Nikki, all over the social spectrum, people are dealing with various types of imposition.
Of annoyances.
And we all handle them in different ways.
Just not trip people, okay?
We should.
And you know what? Don't go up to people and be mean to them, too.
If they're kids... I know this is hard, but I think we actually have to cut them a little more slack than we probably would an adult.
He looks so happy. This little 4-year-old, he's just running free, not a care in the world. Yeah. And then the lady just reaches out or sticks her foot out, and then there he goes.
Well, Nikki, she's been having a rough day, and this kid hit her with a bunch of plastic.
Yeah. If that was only.
She was using that.
Yeah, that was her problem.
My favorite part of the worst of the riot, when they shut up and the music starts. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
You guys know the deal. Every time somebody sets a record, somebody's got to come along and break the record. Well, someone broke their own record. I'm talking about Ninja, Tyler Blevins. He was the record holder for the most concurrent viewers on Twitch.
Is he the guy who is having his moment now and was like a pizza driver before or something and now makes a bajillion?
I think that's correct.
Yeah.
So he was like, let's see, he did a stream with Drake, and that was like
him,
a big deal because they had about 600,000 viewers, and then
active right then and there.
Yeah, concurrent viewers.
That's hard to do.
That's the big number because not concurrent, like time shifted or as people drop in and out of a stream, numbers get higher than that. But he broke his own record again with 667,000 concurrent viewers watching him play Fortnite, which is
just him, no special guests.
No, it was just him in this particular moment. So that's the interesting thing about streaming is you can just be some Joe that streams to 5 or 10 people at a time, and if the right person either A, joins your stream or joins your game or shares your stream, because on Twitch you can kind of host somebody else's stream.
Sure.
The right person does that, and you can go from nothing to prominence almost overnight. It is crazy how fast that happens.
You just have to have that right stream.
Yeah, which is why I just need the right person to please restream me or whatever.
For
That would be
Obadiah
great.
Plays, if you make sure to follow Obi on Twitch, that'd be great.
It would be really, really great. So,
and I told you, was it yesterday? Twitch has had a huge resurgence.
YouTube,
oh man, like YouTube people are mad. They don't like the gaming stuff on YouTube or just in general anything on YouTube. So Twitch has become extremely popular again.
Yeah. I don't know how much, obviously he's monetizing his Switch channel, but like I don't know how much money he's actually making from that. And I will tell you, I've always been frightened of internet famous. That's the kind of stuff, because internet is like, yeah, I'm really popular on Twitch, and it's like, and I can't go to the store anymore, and I can't go to whatever because people have hunted me down and swatted me and this and that, and like, oof, it feels like a more volatile kind of celebrity than what you would see through more traditional channels kind of stuff. But he did an interview with ESPN. He said, I don't feel famous. I still have to pick up my dog's crap when I go outside. I'm just a guy gaming. It feels good, and I'm definitely starting to feel and think about things differently, but it's just a professional thing. So he says that even though he's super popular now,
he's still just a normal ninja.
It's not changing him. Just plain old ninja, you
That's
know?
right. Just
hiding
friends
in the
and
shadows.
family loved him before. He's the same guy.
Assassin for hire. It's what he does. It's what he does.
Well, don't forget, you can follow Obi for when he does a live Twitch stream, and that's at Obadiah Plays.
Yeah, and we do archive those on YouTube, and I will tell you that I am currently uploading like our last few Obadiah Plays to our YouTube channel. Those should be available a little later today. It's just that, you know, the upstream is not as fast as the downstream.
I mean, those you played for hours, so it's going to take some time.
I did. I played a ton of God of War and another game called Extinction.
Well, if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, that's at RadioU Riot.
How does Nikki put up with Obadiah day after day? It's easy. We pay her. Radio U.
All right, Nikki. After work,
Yeah.
after you've done your thing, what is better? To leave here exhausted and go home and rest, or to leave here exhausted and go do something?
Go home and rest.
It is?
Yeah. Even though you worry if you rest too much, then at night you're like, I'm not sleepy anymore, even though you're exhausted.
Well, Nikki, researchers at Oakland University don't agree with you.
They said I should go out and do more.
They do. They say that you should go out and do something fun after whatever it is you do during the day that's bringing you stress, that they say that you need more in your life than work and exhaustion. They say if those are the two things that you have in your world, that actually wears you down further, and you don't sleep as well if you do that.
Yeah.
They say that if you go and have some fun and give your mind a mental break, kind of a relief from the same old, that actually improves the quality of your sleep.
But what if your bed's fun?
Who knew?
That's where you can then go and rest. That's fun.
But Nikki, what they're saying is that the quality of your rest would be higher if you were going and doing something more in the middle.
I'll give you that, because if you've ever had like a really, really long day and you haven't seen your bed since morning, and like it's basically bedtime, and you just sink in and you're just like, oh my gosh, I missed you. You know, I love you. Compared to if you're just in the afternoon lounging around in bed, it doesn't mean as much. You never think about that?
How much time do you spend in your bed?
Not enough. Not enough.
Because
you just miss it.
You just talked to me about afternoon bedtime.
Well, no, like if you're resting or taking a nap, if you're taking an afternoon nap, just something quick.
You know what's weird is like I don't take naps in my bed.
You don't?
No, I do
Where
not.
do you nap at then?
On the couch.
Really? Oh, I can't do that as much.
Really?
I just don't think so.
No, that is part of what I think helps me not sleep too long is that
Or if you're in bed, your body's like, well, I think it's nighttime then. Why else are we in here?
I would be a little afraid of how long I might sleep if I was in my bed. But if I just want to take a quick afternoon nap, which happens, I do that a couple of times a week. I'll sleep for somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes and then get up and I'm fine.
Sure.
Yeah, which is great, actually.
Well, now you're not supposed to go home and have those moments. You're supposed to go do something fun outside of
Well, I might be able to have that moment and then do something fun. But their point is that getting out there and doing something different that breaks your routine and exposes you to more emotions, fun, and experiences actually helps you sleep better.
What
than
is
if
it supposed
you just,
to be then?
Well, I mean, like, okay, well, they give a couple of ideas. Doing yoga getting some exercise, going for a walk.
That's all exercise. All three of those things.
All right. Going out with friends, going to a concert, going to a movie.
But some of that was actually under our work window. That's a little different.
The concert one, yeah.
That's
all right.
still a work window.
Well, you know what, Nikki, then for you need to go to a different kind of concert, like a Broadway play.
Something, or a movie. I like that one.
Head to a movie or something and give yourself, kind of a routine break. And then they say better sleep at night. Maybe.
Okay.
The other thing they say is that, and this is like another part of the study, but they were saying that trying to keep work in your work hours and not in your evening hours.
And
they
said
that you should encourage your manager to not text you during off hours.
I am the manager.
And that managers could set good examples by not texting.
Oh, it's not even texting. Worse is probably like Messenger, and then you're like, I wasn't even near Messenger. And they're like, well, let's check our Messenger.
You should do it more.
Yes, you should take more time for that.
You should be more connected to work during your off hours.
That's still a very interesting thing. So if you...
today, maybe you should go have some fun.
If you go from A to B and you find yourself not happy enough with that, maybe put something in between.
You need a C.
Yeah, you need something fun.
Let's take all of the most mind-numbing things the Riot has ever said and play them again.
It's a stupid idea, but I love it.
It's the Riot on Radio U.
You know, it's Tuesday, and you know what I say on Tuesday? We should probably get some wings.
We should do something.
I typically say that on Mondays and Wednesdays as well, but
it takes us a couple of days to finally get everybody assembled so we can go get something.
What if we did that tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
We went out for wings tomorrow.
I could do that tomorrow.
What if we did that tonight and tomorrow?
Just start and stay?
Just keep going.
Well, what are you thinking?
Well, I don't know. I'm thinking that I'm looking at Food Beast, a popular blog that the Riot likes to look at for food news.
Because we like to look at food.
Because we like to look at food, and we're not ashamed. They have come up with their top 10 list of nationwide chains that serve
wings?
Chicken wings.
I have the list here.
So let's blow through this list. Number 10, they put Domino's.
Do you have a bell or a buzzer? Because I feel like so we can
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Input our own feelings. Domino's, are they that good?
You want to know the truth? I think you'd be surprised by how good a Domino's chicken wing is.
They look pretty good.
I've had them. I expected them to be terrible, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Traditional buffalo barbecue and mango habanero.
They're putting B-dubs at number 9.
It's not the same. I just feel like B-dubs was just not the same.
What? So you don't like?
I feel like there's other wing places now, and so whereas when B-dubs used to be kind of more
the thing,
the
place,
one,
it was the only place you could go.
And I feel like others have surpassed it.
They have got Applebee's wings above the BW wings, the BW3s.
I haven't had Applebee's.
I have. I'm calling shenanigans.
Pizza Hut. I don't even know if I like those enough, but Pizza Hut.
Well, they say Wing Street / Pizza Hut because it's the same, and sometimes they're pretty good, but I still don't think they're better than BW3.
Depends.
Okay. All right. At number 6, Zaxby's. I've never had those.
Someone said that's the other company that they said their chicken fingers were good.
Yes, we have heard of that. Number 5, Popeyes. Oh, no, that's not right. No.
We've had some interesting experiences with Popeyes. You always think it's going to be amazing, and then just there's a breakdown usually when we go there, and I don't think that works.
So these are the top wings for nationwide chains available. They say, and this is Food Beast's top 10 list. These are your top 4, and Anchor Bar.
Okay.
I've never even heard of that.
Let's see. First cooked them in the original Buffalo restaurant back in 1964. They claim to be the inventor of the buffalo wing. And so now they have a couple of locations in the U.S. and Canada.
Okay.
So that's why they're on the list.
At number 3, they say Hooters.
Keep saying it, guys. No, it's not.
I've had their wings, and I really genuinely thought they were overrated.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, they're the best. And I was like, look, you guys just want to eat chicken and stare. And I'm not saying these wings are not that good. They're just not. Number 2, Wingstop. I've never had those, and they just, maybe not just, it's not, I don't know how long ago it was, but let's just say I found one. Yeah. I found a Wingstop. It's near the doctor where I go for my sinus infections.
Which you've been
I've been driving past it a lot. And I keep thinking, maybe I should go in there and get some wings.
Well, if anybody else has tried it, it's number 2 on the list.
And then the number 1 best chicken wings, according to Food Beast.
Bonchon. I've been there.
Where is that?
The 2 closed down here for health, I think, violations.
Oh, my gosh. That was just big health shutting down the chicken.
That's right, because they knew it's like a Korean style, which is almost like a twice fried, kind of. Like a little bit crispier, just a different way of having a chicken wing, and they were good.
I want to try that. Like... That sounds
but now
good.
You can't.
I can't.
Ours are not here
you shut
anymore.
them down, Nikki.
But it's Korean fried chicken. No, the one closed down from a health code thing before I even found out about them.
Like, how bad does the health code violation have to be to shut them down? Because most of the restaurants around us are like, yeah, we got a level 4. We fed somebody a rat, but we're still here.
We're still around. We're still fine. And then the other one, eventually, I went like 2 or 3 times, and then afterwards I went, and it was that experience. You go up to the door, and you're like, boy, it seems awfully quiet. You're like, where's all the lights at, guys? And then you realize it's closed down.
Come back! But
that is Bonchon chicken, so that's Korean fried chicken.
They say that is the best place to get wings that is a national chain. I'm game. I'll take some wings. And then later I'll take some private time alone. So I can
Kyle
process.
From Arkansas texted Stingwop is the best, but is that like wrong texting and you meant Wingstop? Or is it Stingwop? Is that something local to you?
Well, how about this? Sarah says that Wingstop and Zaxby's duck.
What was she trying to say?
Does that mean that they suck?
Yes, I think that's it. You guys got to text a little slower to us because we can't read this.
Oh, Sarah, I love that so much. Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of people getting in a text message here. If you want to text and tell us what you think the best wings are out there, let us know.
I guess if we have to.
And we'll wander through these responses.
Andrew said if you go get some hot wings, that'll clean out your sinuses.
And some other things.
Ever wonder what Nikki is doing when she isn't rioting? Find her Twitter feed at riot.radiou.com. Obadiah's is there too, but who cares what he's doing?
I just got a tweet from Aaron, and I'm looking at this. And Nikki, Aaron, I feel like she's tied into something, but it's amazing. Her tweet has connected me to a news story semi-randomly, and I have suddenly discovered all the answers to our problem.
What is it?
Are you ready?
Yeah, what is it?
Are you sure you're ready?
Yeah.
Because it's going to
I'm going to go look at the tweet.
It's going to bother you.
Oh, it is?
Okay. Yeah, it is. Here's what Aaron said. I feel like Obadiah because I wanted to buy several things and knew I better pick just one to stop the craving. So that right there, that is the heart of the problem. Nikki and I like to just buy stuff.
We do, but we're also sometimes just talking about it, but we don't always.
We don't always follow through.
And I think we used to be way worse.
I already know that's true.
We're way more content than we used to be for a lot of items.
True.
So,
I know that's true because we bought everything.
Well, to a point where they haven't, updated enough for us to cross over. Like, I don't have the newest iPhone, and that go back even a couple of years would have been shocking.
You would have been able to handle it.
Yeah, but
you're growing as a person.
As a person being content.
You're fine.
And I don't need that yet, and I'm okay.
Now, here's where I want to tie us into this study that may be our problem. Like, what is the riot's problem? They say they did this study of people, and what they found is that if they bring you into a room where the lights are low, you are more likely to indulge in the things that you want.
Oh, my gosh.
Than if the lights are all the way up.
You don't understand. In the studio, our lights are low. We purposely keep them down low.
So that means...
It's not our fault.
It's, you know what?
It's the lighting.
It's the lighting.
It's the lighting's fault.
But don't you see the problem?
That's lending itself to us buying stuff?
In order for us to fix it.
Oh, we got to turn the lights on?
You got to turn the lights up.
No, I don't want to turn the lights on.
You got to turn them up.
It's too much.
The other thing is they say that selfish impulses are often reversed when people are reminded of friends and family.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, let's say that you took me into a dark room or darker room where there was a display of whatever the heck I wanted. And then somebody said...
4K TVs.
Somebody said, well, remember, Nikki and I would be like, oh, I don't need this TV. Get me out of here. Turn the lights on.
You start panicking.
So that reminder, it's almost as if in those dark rooms we lose track of who we are.
Yeah.
And then when we're reminded...
The light turns on.
Ding!
We're unhappy to
we gotta get out of there.
See what's actually going on.
So
That's interesting.
In the research, they're saying, hey, what you really really should do is not walk into dark stores because you're more likely to indulge. But I feel like for us, maybe we need to turn the lights up a little bit. Or maybe it'll just be, the next time you and I are on the digital bits looking at upcoming things, or anytime we're about to buy something, what we need to do is just turn the lights up
and
then get on our phone and put a picture of a family member and look at them with the lights up and go, do I need to buy this thing? Talk to me, Mom.
Tell me I don't need to. I don't know. This seems a bit a negative way of dealing with this. Like making the picture of your mom and she's yelling at you like you can't buy it.
No, I'm reminded. That picture of her is supposed to remind me of who I am as a person.
Okay.
Like to take me back into my context. And then I'll tell you what, Nikki, it'll be a picture of you. Of a picture of you, and I'll set you right down there next to my computer.
That'll
be
weird. They're like, why is Nikki's picture there so that I don't buy things?
Well, Nikki's there to remind me of who I am as a person.
And then I'll take your picture, and you can be pointing with your mean finger out and pointing, and then every time I see that, I won't want to do a thing.
Which one of these is my mean finger?
Your pointing finger.
The index finger?
Yes, it is.
You know what? You need to relax.
Don't give me two fingers. He pointed two fingers at me.
I got the triple point going right now.
Oh, no. Now I need to buy something.
Well, let's turn the lights up, and you won't.
That never works the wrong way.
So, Aaron, that's for you, too. I feel like you got to buy something. Everybody turn the lights on.
You're hearing it for the first time, and it sounds terrible.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
I think we have to be careful. I was reading somebody on Twitter who I don't have pulled up anymore, but one of the things they were talking about in kind of multiple tweets was the idea of like, hey, sometimes the thing that makes us feel better, we can turn it around and turn it into the thing that makes us feel bad.
Sure, absolutely.
So like, for example, let's say that you really like to exercise and you feel good about exercising, but you get sick and you can't exercise for a week. And now all of a sudden, not only are you sick, but you think poorly about yourself because you're not doing that thing that made you feel better. That, my friends, is what a lot of people have done with God. We come along, we find out, hey, God loves you. He cares for you where you are. He wants to have a relationship with you. And then we also find out that God has a certain kind of character that, God wants us to kind of be like him. He doesn't want us to lie. He doesn't want us to steal, different things like that he doesn't want us to do. And for a while, we're like, God is making me feel good. I'm good. Then we do something wrong. And then we're like, well, great.
Ruin that one.
Here's just one more thing to feel bad about, huh? Like, and on and on and on. You can't do that. And this is what happens. We take God and we reduce him to a list, like a list of do's and don'ts. All right. And then pretty soon we're like, God loves me if I do this, and he doesn't love me if I do that. When in reality, what we might say is, I feel good about myself when I do this, and I feel bad about myself when I do this. In reality, God's love for you doesn't change. Your feelings change, but God's feelings for you, God's love for you does not change. Is it a license to go crazy and do whatever we want? No. I mean, God loves you. His ideas about what to do and what not to do are actually there to help you, not hurt you. But we hurt ourselves even more when we actively make a mistake, and then we're like, well, I don't want anything to do with God. He's always mad at me. I'm never good enough. I never measure up. And man, now we're so far down the road. It's like, what are we even doing? Here's something you've got to understand. You don't live a perfect life. You are not a perfect person. That is why you and I both need a relationship with God. I need God because I know I'm going to mess up. I need God because, I want things to be better, but the reality of it is I need God to love me in my mess as the two of us are working to get out of it.
And sometimes you feel like there's others who are living the perfect life when really everybody's just making mistakes too.
You might think you actually might make that mistake about me and Nikki. You might hear us on the radio and think like, man, they
sound like perfect people, don't they?
They always have it together. They remind us that God loves us. They are probably living like the best, the this, the that. Nope, just people. And I'll tell you right now, everybody who started a relationship with Jesus, listen closely. We need Jesus now just as much as we did any other time. We all need that relationship with God, period. Look, whether you have one or you've never started a relationship with God, now's the time to realize that you just need him. And if you've never invited him in, say, Jesus, I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I need you to forgive me. I want you to set me free from some of this stuff, and I want you to show me how to live a better life, but to understand just how much you love me. Look, it doesn't matter whether you had the perfect day yesterday or the not perfect day, or if you had the perfect morning or you're in the middle of the not perfect morning. You are loved by God. God is with you, and he actively wants to be a part of your life and even to help you. Spend some time talking to him. Let him forgive you. Let him love you. Just be there with him. It's not about a list, okay?
We searched for something positive to say about the riot and finally came up with one word. Consistent. Consistently terrible, but still consistent. Radio U.
You know, Nikki, I've got a lot of people that are saying a lot of bad things about a friend of mine.
What friend is that?
This
Your
friend
movie
right here.
pass card? I was wondering. I saw you get your wallet out.
So many people
Are they jealous?
I feel like they are. I feel like that's the problem. There are all these Hollywood analysts and all these people like, it's too good to last. It's going under. It's going to die.
So MoviePass is a monthly charge that you pay for that you then would get. Now, they have different variations, but the base of it is you can go to one movie once a day.
Mm-hmm.
You can't pre-buy your tickets, but you have to go to the theater and you buy them there. And you use your MoviePass card. And so you're going to the movies for free. You're just paying that monthly charge of like $10. I feel like in the news cycle right now, it's almost like it's a plant where everybody in these articles are talking about how bad MoviePass is going and how they don't expect it to last much longer. But you don't hear that from like
MoviePass.
From MoviePass or MoviePass users. So it's like, where's it all coming from?
Well, there was a company that did an analysis saying like, hey, because was it the MoviePass's parent company last year lost $150 million.
Which, for a business, I mean, still doesn't mean you're ending.
It doesn't. Though in their last quarter, their profits are up.
Yeah.
So, like, they have seen an uptick, even though they had a bad year last year. And there's some other analysis to this, and they're kind of like saying, hey, this isn't going to work. It's going to go under, whatever. And I know this is a little conspiratorial, but you're going to have to forgive me. There's part of me that just feels like there are people that don't want it to succeed. And that's what I keep seeing in the news cycle is people are like, oh, yeah, it'll never
Well,
make it.
if you look at the articles,
it can never happen.
Check out and see, like, did they get an Avengers exclusive or something to where they're, like, trading out?
And I'll have to say there's part of me that I don't understand that because I don't understand why movie theaters would care about MoviePass at all. MoviePass just pays them.
Yeah.
They don't have to deal with them. They just get money. So I have, in the last 3 months, I have done like a year's worth of movie watching in 3 months. And there's still 9 months left in the year. And so as a result, there have been a couple of times that I have bought concessions where I would not normally have bought concessions.
Well, you normally wouldn't even be there to see the movie.
I would not be at the theater at all.
But I think if Hollywood studios, if they want you to see the movie, they want you to pay full price every time, even though you're paying.
MoviePass does that.
They're doing that, but they don't want it through this deal.
The only thing that MoviePass does is that it keeps me from going to see them in a premium format. That is something they do want. They don't want you to go to like the side theater and pay $8. They want you to go to the Ultra Theater and pay $15. And I get that, but this is the other thing I'm finding is I've been going to the movies enough that I don't care that much. Like I got to see it on the Ultra screen. It's like, whatever. This is fine.
Like, all we're looking for.
This is fine. Like, this is good enough. Like, this is the enemy of great. Good enough. Whatever. So it doesn't matter to me as much. I've also figured some ways around the system. So, like, I will pay a little extra. And, like, I found a way that I can kind of put some money on a gift card and then pay. And, like, it will even out and I can go see the movie. But on a bigger screen if I want to.
Sure.
But I, in most cases, don't care quite enough. But I just would like it. Let's stop all the nasty talk. All right?
Every time I see an article recently, I'm like, oh, there it is.
There it is again. People just being mean. So my plan, if nothing changes, I'm going to use my MoviePass today.
But I feel like all the negative news has been leading people to be like, oh, well, I don't know if I want to sign up.
Oh, well, that may be
because
true.
Because you're finally joining a sinking ship.
Yeah, well, you know what? If enough of us get on the ship, it won't sink.
What movie are you seeing today?
Anything but what you want me to.
Come on.
I'm going to see what else is playing.
What else are you really going to see?
Oh, I think I'm going to see Ready Player One today.
Okay.
Like, that's my plan. Let's see what
happens.
See what the universe can do now that I've unfortunately made it known.
Hey, boss, we need you to call a meeting later today.
Yeah, well, what time's that movie start? Okay, the meeting's 5 minutes before that.
So you can't go.
Starting your day with the worst of the riot is a great idea because it's guaranteed to get better from here. It's The Riot on Radio U.
So yesterday I went to Costco and I had some pizza, and I don't know about you guys, but when they give me the pizza, I start eating it right away so I can burn the inside of my mouth, and that way I don't have to worry about tasting it the whole rest of the time.
Well, it tastes good, but there's a moment when it suddenly is not hot anymore, and then, like most pizza, it goes downhill from there.
See,
but there's no middle where it's like, oh, I can eat it, but it's still warm and tasty and gooey.
Yeah. For me, it's not about that. It's just about it. I'm just an idiot. It's like if I could set like a 2-minute timer on my phone, then I would be
and
like, okay, at the end of 2 minutes, this is going to be ready for me to eat. And I'm just like, no, I have to eat it now. Must eat it now. Eat now. And so there I am doing that. And like, it was a weird food day yesterday. I found myself, I know that you guys think all I eat is pizza, but that was just a lunchtime food yesterday. So last night I found myself cooking.
Yeah.
And I was making sausage biscuits.
For dinner?
Yeah, and it's a weird one. What's even weirder is I had a salad with a sausage biscuit.
Is that why you posted a picture of the biscuit thing, the roll of biscuits that you pop open?
I'm looking at it right now. Pillsbury Grands. And I'll tell you what, that was a rough one. Oh, man, I used to have somebody in my life that used to come and poke my belly and tell me I was the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Well, that causes emotional problems later in life.
You know what? It's funny. It only occurred to me after I was eating them, like, oh, the Doughboy. That's me. Pass the grand. That's exciting. I was looking at this, and I just don't know. I wanted to know if you experienced this. I hate opening those containers.
Does they pop open?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm always like,
Are you anxious? Well, that's because someone used to bother you about it when you were younger.
So I get the thing out, and they're like, just peel here, and it will open. It never does that.
You got to squeeze it. You got to pop it.
Then they're like, take a spoon and press it into the side. And I'm like holding that spoon, and I am a nervous wreck while I'm doing that. Because like at any moment, it's going to pop. And, it's never popped out of my hand. It's never popped, and it's like, oh, the snakes are flying out of the can. Like, it's nothing untoward has ever really happened.
Sure.
It's just that pop sound makes me so nervous.
Okay, you know how online there's like the weird parts of the internet where it's like, okay, that one lady who like smushes her face in bread.
Bread-face blog?
Bread-face blog, and then, you just got a lot of weird things with food. What if you created a channel or an Instagram feed and it was just you with quick short videos popping open these cans of biscuits and stuff? Because people will be like, I'm so nervous for you, and they're waiting for it, and the anticipation, and it's really weird. You could have a whole thing with that.
I could.
Unless someone's already done it.
I got some great recommendations. Andrea said that she just started banging hers against the counter,
and
eventually it pops, and it's removed her anxiety. So that's great. Like
that's a post right there. You could have done that.
Like, all right, guys, but that would be the end of my blog because I would have found the way to eliminate the pop anxiety. Yeah,
I was still nervous.
Can't have that. So I
always hate when I pop it open and then the way it pops ruins the layers of the biscuit of where it's supposed to break.
To be careful. Yeah.
And so then it's like, well, that's not a true big biscuit now because we broke it.
The other thing about it that gets me is that I'm always afraid like it's gonna. Like when it unravels, like it's just going to fall onto the floor. So it's like I'm standing there and I'm like, I was, but like then you're pounding it on the counter and like what if it falls out?
Now I want biscuits. Way to go.
Yeah.
Chicken and biscuits.
Oh, hey, that's great. That's not what I was thinking. But
well, we talked about chicken wings earlier.
Yeah. Chicken wing on a biscuit. Boneless chicken wing on a biscuit. That sounds great. Just biscuits.
Bread.
You know what I'm saying?
What's the little guy go? Ee-hee!
That
right there.
That's right.
Oh, well, I guess that's it.
Yeah, but that's what I did last night. So like I said, it's not all pizza, guys. Sometimes I'm cooking.
Yeah, but
and by cooking, I mean turning on the oven.
I was going to say pizza, biscuits, we're not far off.
Completely far off. No tomato sauce on those. All right?
The Riot believes in truth, justice, the American way, and high-speed internet. No, faster. Radio U.
Nikki, what do you think? You want to talk about your car? Your boot?
My boot in my car, which would be your trunk here. I actually think it's kind of fascinating where, to me, might not use this or, we don't use Amazon Key.
Yeah,
or
I don't do
now
that.
this is Amazon's Key in car. But it makes me fascinated to think, give it a couple of years and how normal it'll be to have what we used to be the traditional way of getting things delivered will probably be completely different.
So Amazon Key is a service that they offer where you would order something and then you've got a setup at home that enables you to remotely unlock the door. They walk into your house, apartment, whatever, drop off your package. You have a video camera on them. So
it has a camera and a smart lock, so it feels secure enough.
Right. And then they would leave and that's
your
it.
items
Good to go.
delivered.
Well, now this Amazon, what is it called?
Key in car.
Key in car. And if you have the right kind of car, basically Amazon would deliver to your trunk.
Yeah. Now, for the person writing this, he lives in the D.C. area, and he said to him, porch pirates is terrible.
It's huge.
Like to where he'll have items delivered to family members who don't even live in that area just to guarantee the package will get to him because they know they'll be home at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not in a porch pirate area, it might not be as
big of a deal
important to you, but you'll get a window where if it fits in your boot, like it has to fit in your trunk.
Yes.
But you'll get a window to deliver it.
They have some really specific guidelines, like you can't weigh more than 50 pounds.
Yeah.
It can't be valued over $1,300. And then they also have a measurement size that it can't exceed.
But it works similar to the door one where you get an alert saying, hey, your delivery is going to happen soon. Then the person who's delivering it gets a one-time access that opens up the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
It uses your car's internet connection, which your car actually has to have that. Then they'll put it in the trunk, and then that's it.
I'm fascinated kind of around the lines of what you were saying, that these are that's actually a very innovative way to do deliveries. That's amazing if you think about it. So the idea of, as dumb as this sounds, what will they think of next? If that's what they're doing now, in 10 years, what do deliveries look like? Mm-hmm. It's fascinating.
I think it's interesting. So this right now is, I think, Dallas, Los Angeles, Atlanta, and Chicago, and it's coming to more areas soon. And then obviously your car, though, still needs to meet the requirements, and not everybody has a new enough car.
And right now they're saying it's a car that is a 2015 or newer. And they said that basically all Chevys, Buicks, GMC, Cadillac, and Volvos that are above 2015 will do it, because what the car has to have is an enabled internet connection so that they're able to access the car that way. Mm-hmm. You can also have an on-call account or an OnStar account, and that will also make it possible. So like me, can't do it.
We're not in that.
I've got a Honda. So I'm out of luck.
It's not going to happen as of right now, but again, in the future, your delivery, if you work in a big business, like if your employer, like you're one of thousands at a campus, this would be nice because your car's parked there for a really long time. It's not going anywhere. It's kind of similar to how what's become popular is people will bring gas to your car where you're working at, so you don't have time to fill up gas like at a gas station.
For real?
They bring a gas truck.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, but again, we're not living in that big of an area. So then they'll bring the gas, fill up your car while it's just sitting there. Your car could be the hub for a lot of things while you're not even in it.
And as an urban dweller, that could be a thing.
You want that because who has time to do another thing? So while it's sitting there, you just remotely control your car. Like they know that you're there and they fill it up and you're fine.
It's pretty cool.
So I like that stuff.
Well, more of that to come, no doubt.
Which is also why I need to fill up my car, and that's why I was thinking about that. So that's my reminder to do after I'm done today.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
I mean, I'm fatter now, but I'm pretty happy.